Well, good afternoon, and anything could happen now. This is the first time, yeah, there you go, look, it's fallen over. Oh dear. I need something to keep my my new DJI Osmo Pocket 3 upright in the car. I've got it stuck in a Wellington boot at the moment, and that's just not very professional, is it? No. But it has got face tracking on, so if it moves around a bit, well, sorry about that, but hopefully it will keep itself on my face, which is what it's supposed to do. So, at short notice, I've decided it's time to get out in the van, and I'm heading for Dorset. And you know, it's kind of my new favourite place at the moment is Dorset, and because it's relatively close to me. My first port of call on this particular trip is about 40 minutes drive away, which isn't too bad. But that's really just a scouting mission to Hoghton Tower, somewhere near Wimborne, and near Knowlton Church, where I recently did a trip to. Once I've done that, and I've excuse me, that's my yeah, that's my sat nav. And once I've done that, I'll be heading on down to further west and on the south coast of Dorset, because the weather is still glum. It has been glum for ages, which is very frustrating. And so what do you shoot when it's just glum? I'm going to go to Portland, and I'm going to do some long exposure photography, I think, of the lighthouse there. I haven't been there before, so it's a bit of a scouting mission. I'm hoping it'll be the first of a number of times when I go there in different conditions. And then in a couple of weeks' time, I'll do another trip to, dear me, traffic is not good. I will do another trip to Dorset, and I have a rather special, I hope, what will be a rather special trip planned to some of the coastal sites of Dorset for some nighttime photography, because this is now, I can take time to look at you because I'm paused at traffic lights. This is now kind of getting towards proper Milky Way season. So there you go. I'll catch up with you when I reach my first destination. Now it is just possible that you might be able to see over my shoulder about here, something like that. Hoghton Tower, or the top of it, just peeking over the hedge there. So I'm going to go and scout it out. I quite fancy doing a night shoot there one of these days. So it's a bit of an unusual place. It's one of those kind of 18th century follies, really. Also today, I am trying out a bit of new equipment, and that's one of the things I think I want to talk about on this particular video is just occasionally being inspired by a new piece of kit. And the piece of kit concerned, I think I might have already mentioned it earlier, that I've brought along this time, is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And I've bought that really because I'd essentially stopped using my other gimbal that I had. So I got the Zion, or Zhiyun, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, something like that. Zion Q2 smooth gimbal for use with my iPhone. And I had essentially just stopped using it because it was all a bit too inconvenient. When I wasn't actually wanting it in my hand, I didn't really know where to put it. I was having to kind of like, I shutting it down all the time and then starting it up again. It would wiggle all over the place, and it just wasn't very satisfactory and practical for my particular use case. It's a good gimbal, but just wasn't suiting me. And then I would attach to it somewhere on the gimbal handle through a little thing that I'd purchased, a little fitting. I would attach to it a microphone receiver, the Rode microphone receiver, wireless, and then I'd set up the Rode wireless mic on me. I needed a cable and then a converter, an adapter for the iPhone, so that the Rode wireless receiver would then hand its signal onto the iPhone 15. So I just got all these different bits of paraphernalia and kit that were just making that all a bit awkward. So many things to charge with the gimbal itself and keeping the phone charged, and the microphone receiver and the microphone transmitter. And so it's just a lot of stuff to just keep track of and to monitor. So I wanted something simpler, and so I've bought the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and this is my first proper use of it. I'm already loving the fact that it tracks my face. So as I move around, and if I'm doing a walk and talk, and I'm finding a little bit tricky to keep things still, or focused on me, I just don't have to worry about that anymore, because this magic little piece of kit just seems to be so good at it. Now, the Q2 Smooth did have some rudimentary tracking capability, which you would set up through the on-phone app. This, it just does it all in-house. I haven't got to get my phone out for it. I can keep my phone for navigation, or I can even use my phone as a second camera if I want to do that. And then the other reason, or one at least of the other reasons that I bought the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, who, by the way, have no idea of my existence on my tiny little channel, so this isn't sponsored, and I've paid for this gimbal. The other reason that I bought this one is because I know that it's reputed to have particularly good low light recording capability, and because I do quite a lot of stuff in really dim conditions or dark conditions, even for my night photography, I thought it would be worth investing a little bit of money in something that's good at that, or at least better than my iPhone has been. Okay, that's enough for now. I'm going to get my welly boots on, I think, my wet weather gear, because it's not really chucking it down, but it's mizzling. It's rained all the way here. It's still raining. But I'm going to go and check out this tower and see whether or not I think there's potential for a night shoot there. So it is raining a little bit. It's a little bit mizzly, and so I'm slightly concerned about using my Osmo Pocket 3 in these conditions, but it's very, very light rain, so hopefully it's going to be okay. So this is Horton Tower here behind me, and yeah, it's very definitely wet and windy. I'm not going to take any photographs now. I mean, I have brought my camera gear here, only in case I wanted to get that out to see what the really wide angle lens looked like. And but to be honest, I think I'm just going to leave it. It's just a bit grim. But nevertheless, I do know where I'm going now. What I might do is get my phone out with the Photo Pills app, and just see what direction the Milky Way is going to be in. Okay, I've switched to a bit of voiceover here because there was too much wind noise through the iPhone app, PhotoPills app. So we're looking obviously through the PhotoPills augmented reality night view here, and yeah, it's falling over there. No, it's not. Just switching the orientation, and what we can see is this time of year, about 4 in the morning, we've got a pretty good view of Milky Way here behind the tower. And so what I think I'm going to have to do though here is to use probably up to as much as a 3x3 panorama to be able to get all of the tower in. I want this relatively dramatic view from the foot of the tower looking up the side of it. I might be able to just do that in a single shot with the 15mm Laowa lens, as I have done on other tower type shots in the past, but might have to go for panorama. And then I'll shoot the background, the Milky Way sky, quite separately. Again, if necessary, doing that as a panorama, but hoping that we don't have to do that because it'll make it much more complicated. And I'll probably do that as a track sky longer exposure just to get a nice clean shot. And then the plan will be that I will use the new sky replacement option facility within the Photoshop app on the desktop, because I haven't tried that before, so it'll be interesting to see how well that does. Should do all right here because we've got a relatively clean horizon and subject to work with. The astute among you may have noticed the change of hat from earlier, and I'm actually really impressed with this. Definitely good for wet weather, and particularly when it's windy like today as well. Very, very good. And that windiness puts me in mind of another reason why I decided I needed to change my gimbal and filming arrangements, and had to do particularly with the Rode mic. That honestly, I had enough of having to keep the little dead cat, the wind muffler, on my Rode mic wireless microphone with an elastic band, because it just kept falling off. And I'd lost 2 of them, despite the great deal of care that I'd been taking, so really annoying. Whereas the mic that I'm wearing now, which is probably not working very well, I'm going to unzip. In fact, it's probably been rubbing against my jacket, which is, it might mean a lot of the sound on this so far has been rubbish. Anyway, I've opened it up now. This one, if you can have a look here, has got just a brilliant wind muffler. There is no chance of this coming off, and DJI have really put some thought into that. So as long as it's effective at keeping the wind noise out, that's going to make me a happy bunny. And when I had lost wind mufflers before with Rode, honestly, the trouble that I had from their support team, support desk, of trying to get a replacement was just honestly appalling. So there you go. I'd like to have stuck with it, but for all sorts of reasons, we're making this change now. I hope it's going to be worth it, and we'll soon find out at the end of this trip. I am in Abbotsbury, and sadly, as you can probably see, gather, well, it's just grey. The cloud has come right down, very low cloud. I had traffic delays, so I decided to come straight here, park up for the night, and head on to Port and Bill tomorrow morning, hopefully in time for dawn. I am at Portland Bill, where I have been for, well, quite a while actually. Ooh, there's a trawler out there, look. In the other direction, behind me that way, somewhere. If it will do itself, do us a favour and light up, there we go, is the lighthouse. And the time is about 20 to 6, and I have been here for quite a while, since about 3 a.m, doing some night shots of the lighthouse and the cliffs and stuff. Yeah, so I've had a couple of cameras set up, and no stars have come out to play, I'm afraid. It's just been complete cloud cover. And the ISO I found, I reckon the sweet spot was about 800 ISO. And I've used quite a narrow aperture for most of them, at f5.6. Try and make sure I get foreground to background in detail. So I've really relied on the length of the exposure rather than a wide aperture for getting the light that we needed. I also played around with some light painting on the rocks, and I've got to say, on the back of the camera, some of those look really nice. So dawn is, what is it? Well, it's when the sun comes up, but apart from that, it's about half an hour away. We've still got complete cloud cover, total grey skies, and so I'm not particularly confident that we're going to get any colour at all. The weather radar app certainly doesn't seem to think so. So I'm not sure I'm going to hang around any longer actually. I think what I'm going to do is get all my kit back to the van and find somewhere to get some sleep, because I have been awake one way or another since around about 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning, and I'm going to need to catch up. Well, I couldn't help myself in the end. I have stuck around. It is just a few minutes till dawn now, and thought I might as well, as the light grows, take some of those minimalist images of this scene. Right, so what I'm particularly liking here is this great big shelf of rock, just, where is it? Here, this one. And when we get a big swell coming in, there's these wonderful waterfalls cascading back down off the edge of that shelf. And so I've been trying to capture that motion in some of these shots. And, yeah, very, very nice actually, I think. And there are 1 or 2 big waves coming in, so occasionally we get a really big crashing wave. But I like that. And I haven't quite got enough light yet to really freeze that action, I don't think. So I might stick around just a few minutes longer, see how much the light improves. Well, I thought I'd finish this off, this video, with just a quick summary about what I thought about the Osmo Pocket 3. I've got to say, I am so impressed with it. This was absolutely the right piece of kit for me. I'm loving the active tracking, that just works so easily. The resolution is brilliant, and I love the clarity I'm getting from this in terms of the images that I'm recording. The microphone, what have I done with the microphone? This microphone is so good. It's got this magnetic catch that I can use to mount it if I haven't got anything to clip it directly to. I love that feature. I like the fact that the muffler, the wind muffler, doesn't come off. Great slow-mo and time-lapse that are really easy to use. It's really inspired me. The screen, having the screen on this to just sort of be able to rotate it out and frame myself with it, just to reverse the view on there, and suddenly there I am being tracked as well automatically. So many great helpful settings on it, really loving it. Batteries seem great, the mounting options for it seem to be excellent, and I'm sure there's a lot more to come. It's small, you know, it's compact, there's a lot less messing around because I've got fewer things to be juggling with just to get a basic shot set up. So I'm sure I'm going to be doing a lot more creative B-roll in the weeks and months ahead. I'm loving this thing, it's absolutely great, and if you're thinking about getting it, get the creator bundle. It's just got most of the things that you're going to need in it. So there you go, that's my quick summary. I've loved using this bit of kit, and it's definitely reawakened some of my desire and inspiration to get out there and do a little bit more photography and some more video work. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye for now.